In today's episode, I'm going to teach you guys how to change your transmission fluid. Also the OEM rubber boot that goes under your shifter on the Miata. Stay tuned, guys. So hopefully guys you can see, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this bolt that's here to drain it out. But first let's clean the transmission a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see that bolt. I'll tell you what size it is. We're probably going to break it with the breaker bar or something. Get a break. Yep, it did. That was pretty easy. So we'll empty it out. Oh my god, that looks pretty old. Look at all the buildup. They're magnetic, so you can see all the buildup that's on there. I hope you guys can see it. So this gear oil is super old. Thank God we're changing it. So the OEM spec on the Miata for transmission right here, transmission, it's supposed to be 80W90. Okay, so the oil that we're going with is 75W140 full synthetic red line. 75, all that means it's when it gets to like 30 degrees or 35 or something like that, this stuff will maintain the same continuity as regular conditions. And the Miata is set for 80, and I believe the 80 one's for higher temperatures, so like California and stuff. So this would be like somewhere where it's really cold, this number. If you're in California or somewhere where it's average temperature all year round, you want to go with the 80. But I'll take my chances. We'll see what happens. That's the only thing that's sketched out about me by using this. But the 140, now the 140 is not for everyday driving. 140 is for mostly performance vehicles and vehicles that are ran harder than normal. My car, I drive it a lot and I drive kind of hard. So basically the 140 will hold up a lot better than the 90. So it's not going to damage your stuff. But they did recommend online not to use this on differentials, only on transmissions. And right here it does say for manual transmission axles, special rear wheel drive differentials. But try to stay away from differentials. Just use the regular 80/90 or whatever your car specifically needs. But this is where we're going, and it's full synthetic, so I'm hoping it does okay. And my transmission is doing fine. There's nothing wrong with my transmission. The only reason I'm doing it is to make a video for you guys. And at the same time, which brings me up to my next subject, is this boot. I can smell gear oil coming up, and the reason why is because this has a little hole in it, and the gear oil starts protruding in and it smells really bad. Now the reason I'm taking advantage of doing the gear oil at the same time is because when you take off the shifter, which I need to do to change this, well actually I don't think I have to, but I might as well do it. But when you take off the shifter, you can dump the oil from the top, and you don't have to buy that stupid pump where you pump it from the side. And I'll show you how to do that. So that's my thought process. So these are probably like, I bought them for $2 years ago, and then this I found it on Amazon, and it's actually not Amazon, eBay, and it's actually OEM. You can see right here, OEM genuine part. I bought this on eBay for $29 shipped, I believe. All right, so we're gonna remove the interior and start now, and I'll start time lapse now. Let me show you the damage that it smells like gear oil in my car. You see this boot? How it's all ripped. This is what we're replacing. They sell two more. There's one more that goes here, but that thing was expensive. I think just with this will hold up. This thing's all corroded and nasty, so I'm gonna start taking that out. Alright guys, so I came across a dilemma. There's still fluid in the transmission, as you can see right there. It's pretty full. Hopefully you guys can see it. Looks like we still have to go down there and remove the drain, where you fill the gear oil. There's two ways to do it. You can fill the goal. You can, I believe you can. I've done it in 240s. We'll find out in the Miata. But you can fill the gear oil from the top. But the right way most people do it, they're not doing this rubber boot replacement. So if a mechanic's doing it, or anybody's changing the gear oil on the transmission, all you have to do is on the bottom, the drain plug, you disconnect that one, and then there's a fill drain that's on the top by the bell housing, and they say if we loosen that, air will flow and that should drain out. So I'm hoping that happens. Oh, and another thing I forgot, I was looking up on the forums, you have to drive your car and warm it up before you do the drain, so I guess the oil gets thinner. I didn't do that, so if you guys do this, do that. So here's the drain plug, and then here's the fill drain. It's actually a square bolt, so you have to use pliers of some sort. This is the best thing I have. Hopefully I can break it loose. I'm just gonna hit it with a hammer right there, and hopefully it breaks loose. There it is. And I don't think any came out, so I think I'm gonna have to suck it out somehow. Yeah, it's still there. So I'm gonna have to suck it out somehow. Let me figure that out. So I made this cool little apparatus. It's like a little mustard ketchup thing, and this little vacuum line. I'm gonna try to suck it out. See what happens. So it looks like we got most of that gear oil out. We're not gonna get it all. So I saw a little bit of drainage down there. I think we should be good. So let's start filling it up. All right, I closed the drain down there. Okay. No, we're not. So I ran into a bit of a dilemma with the actual filling of the car. So I tried to cheat the system by filling it up here, and apparently you can't. I have to go buy the little, you have to fill it here, but just a little bit. I forgot how many measurements it was, but I'm stuck here. I don't have a car right now, and the Evo is out of commission. So I have to wait until I get my hands on a car to go to AutoZone and buy that little pump, and I'll show you what it is. But then I'm thinking, man, is it gonna work? I'm probably gonna have to buy new gear oil, because these little guys are kind of small, and usually gear oils are like that high. So I don't know if it's gonna be able to thread on so I could pump it. So I'm gonna take one of these and check it out, see if it works. But I'm actually gonna buy extra gear oil anyways, because I'm thinking about pulling out the differential and getting it welded. Right now it's raining in California, and it's like the best time to go drifting, very low key out in the streets. So I'll probably get this diff welded. So my neighbor had the I hit him up, and he actually has a Miata. Let me show you guys real quick. This is his Miata, and he's gonna give me a ride to AutoZone real quick to go pick up what I need. So our dilemma is that this won't screw on to there. So what I'll do, I'm gonna buy extra gear oil because I need one for the diff anyways. If we can't use this, I'll just use the gear oil off of that. So the game plan's gonna be, we're gonna put this in the differential when I do the welded diff. And then for now, since that thing only threads onto this style, not that style, because it's a lot more narrow, I'm gonna have to empty this out somewhere and transfer that fluid into this container. It's the best I can come up with to get it done. All right guys, so I got back from AutoZone and I bought the little pump that I need to fill it in. So you basically screw this onto your bottle and pump it. I'm gonna pump out all this nasty fluid into this guy somehow. This stuff's nasty. Look at all that nasty. It's bad. From what I understand, none of this oil should travel to the bottom of the transmission. It's just up here. So you can see it's pretty empty. I'm gonna fill it up. Now we're gonna pump it at the bottom. One more thing before I forget. Clean this is magnetic, clean all the debris that was on your drain plug, and then put some thread sealant, not thread lock, thread sealant. Just don't go too crazy, just get on the threads and then just get in those threads. This is what I use at AutoZone. Thread sealant. The thread sealant on the drain plug, and then I'm gonna tighten it up. I believe it's like 150 pounds of torque, but I don't have a torque bar. Let's do it by hand. All right, that's good. Hopefully you guys can see. Here's the drain plug, or the fill plug, and then here's our pump. So basically you fill it until it starts coming out. So stick this guy in there as deep as you can. Filled that bottle up. Now it's for round 2, so it should be pouring out at this time after this one. Another key factor that you got to keep in mind, the car has to be evenly jacked up, leveled, because if it's too forward, too back, you're gonna add more fluid than you need to. So I have my little app on here, and it's pretty even. It could go a little higher in the front, like right there, but that's pretty close. As long as it's not like that or like crazy like that, that's pretty good. And you can get this app for free online. All right, so we're on our third bottle. I'm pretty sure the third one you don't really need it, but since we did add some at the top, took a couple of it, and online it did say it is 2 quarts, 0.1 ounces. All right, starting to ooze out. Hell yeah. Leak right now. So let me go get the stuff to seal it up. Okay. I think that's good enough. I don't think nothing's gonna slip out of there. All right, so we're ready to install everything back together. This little guy, this little notch right there, goes forward towards the radio. There you go. Don't tie these hard. This is soft metal. Just by hand is good. Okay, now we're gonna install the new boot. The narrow sides this way and the wide sides towards the radio. It's tough because it's rubber. Ugh. Now it shouldn't smell anymore. It should be nice and sealed. All right. So that wraps this episode of Project Miata. We figured out that I thought I could cheat it and fill it through the top, but you can't. You do have to fill the fluid in here because I guess it's 2 different channels, but you suck it out how I showed you and you fill it with new fluid, and then you got to pump it from the fill bolt down there on the bottom that I showed you. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Check out in our playlist, we have documentaries of so many different cars on there, and they're our most popular videos. Please hit the like button. It really helps us out. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.